What's up, guys? Here is recap for week number 2. Fantasy Football Werner is small league. First matchup, Jessica just wiped the floor with me, 137 to 97 and a half. It was a bad week for me. I mean, I'm not super disappointed with my team. I just had a couple lazy performers, AJ Green and Mark Ingram, but once those guys pick it up, I think my team's going to be pretty solid. And Jessica's team is not going to do that well later on in the season. I'm worried more on the playoffs this year than just like the week 2 matchups. Next matchup was Kyle and Jacob Shalkovich. Kyle had a pretty good week, 93 and a half. Not overly exciting from Kyle, but Jacob Shalkovich just uh, was terrible. 71 points. Drew Brees is not going to do that well away from home, I'm guessing. That's what I said after week 1. And I mean, look what happened. Only 71 points. He was the second lowest scorer in the league. That was behind Jacob Frederick, who got beat pretty bad by Cody. Cody didn't break 100, but he did have a pretty good week, 99 points. And then we had Timmy and Matt. Timmy, who I said only was going to get 110 points at the max in the preview, gets 131. I think that's partly because he was listening to me. He took out Jamal Charles, who wasn't playing, took out Jeremy Maclin, so he didn't have all Chiefs this week, which allowed him to gain more points. So keep doing that, Timmy, and you'll have a pretty good week, I'm guessing, coming up. Matt Tate got outscored by me again. Or, well, he outscored me the first week, but he still lost. And he's not 0-2 as he goes into facing me. And I voted in the poll that he would start 0-3, so I'm definitely thinking I-Team, who hasn't even hit its max potential yet, is going to beat him here coming up this next week. He just didn't have very good performance all around from his key guys, and Des Bryant had a good week, but Allen Robinson really nothing, and he's going to have to do better from his team. Werner, that he is a freight train, as Rick figured out. Rick's telling him, dude, show me your TDs. And Werner goes, all right, I'll have my entire team score a touchdown. So Rick, maybe you need a name change there because or else you're just going to keep getting railed on by these other teams. As Rick goes to 0-2, remember, no team has made the playoffs after starting 0-3 in this league. No team. So just be aware of that. And Blake choked 109.5 over Zach at 98.5. Zach still is not really looked very good this year. 98.5 is not going to get it done. And I mean, he's just got to get better performance from his key guys. Not really, looking too good overall. I mean, his team is pretty mediocre in my eyes. So we'll see how he does going forward. So next week matchups, we've got Matt against myself. I'm picking myself. Jacob Shalkovich against Jessica. Jacob's got Drew Brees at home. Going Jacob Shalkovich, knocking Jessica from the undefeateds, but should be a good matchup. Kyle and Werner. Eric Werner, I'm rolling with him until he loses. But, I mean, his teams look really good so far in the first couple weeks, but I don't know if LeGarrette Blount can keep it up, and we'll see. I don't know. We'll see. And then Timmy against Cody. Cody, I'm going to go with you on this one. I'm hoping you pull this one off. It's going to be tough. Timmy looked good last week, but we'll see if Timmy can keep that one up. Timmy's pretty solid as long as these guys consistently perform at what they were doing this last week. And then Rick against Blake. Rick, I'm going with you, dude. I'm really hoping you can knock Blake off because a league where Blake is 3-0 is a pretty crummy league. So, Rick, I mean, he's been outperforming Blake every week. He's been outperforming everyone every week except for just a couple more people. He's only been outscored 3 times by 3 teams this whole year. And so I'm just going to go with Rick. Hopefully he can keep it going, and hopefully he changes his name so Blake doesn't show him the TDs. And Zach and Freddie, this is another tough pick. I think I'm going to go with Zach just because I was so low on Freddie at the beginning, but I'm rooting for Freddie. I hope Freddie knocks off this champ because if Zach sneaks into the playoffs, I know he could just beat me again. So come on, Freddie, but I'm going to pick Zach just because I don't see the pure talent in Jacob's team. So I'm picking Zach. Those are my picks. Here are the power rankings. So number 1, I've got Eric Werner, of course. The dude's running train on teams. Number 2, I've got Jessica, who just wiped the floor with me. Number 3, I've got Blake Choate. Dude's 2-0. Got to put him up there. Number 4, I got Timmy after his monster week. Number 5, I've got Jacob Shalkovich. Number 6, I got Rick. Number 7, I got Cody. Number 8, I've got myself. Number 9, I've got Kyle. Number 10, I've got Matt. Number 11, I've got Zach. And number 12, I've got Freddie. So good luck this week, everyone. And I will get the preview to you by tomorrow night. Please send me your picks. by 7 p.m. Pacific time. That'd be great. And I will update the pick standings once I get the preview. So good luck. Bye.